Hello guys, welcome to another review. Today we're looking at the Umidigi S5 Pro. So I've been away for some time, but I'm back now. There's a phone. The Umidigi S5 Pro is a really nice phone, and I'm going to decide whether I'm going to buy it or not by the end of this video. So in case you want my suggestion on whether to buy it, just watch the whole video. If I buy it, you can choose to buy it also. If I don't, you can make your decision. So this is the best Umidigi device. Previously I bought the Umidigi F5 Pro, and as per now it's not working. I just had some software errors. I didn't even drop it, but I just stopped working for some reason, and I don't know why. If you maybe experience the same issue on your device, let me know, or if you have any suggestions, I'll be happy to hear. Yeah, so this is the best. Before that, the one thing about Umidigi devices is that they usually don't get Android updates after a year. You only get them for 1 year, then the security patches etc stop coming. I don't know why. Hopefully they'll fix it, or at least they'll have more security patches for their flagship phone. Otherwise, if I experience the same problem with this device, it will be really bad. Yeah, so this is the best Umidigi phone that you can find right now. It's called the Umidigi S5 Pro, and I've looked at some of its features and it's really nice. So the first thing is that it has a really nice display. If you've owned the previous Umidigi devices, you know that they have really good displays on their phones. So for the previous one, I had Full HD Plus of around 2100 by 1080p, which made the resolution to really stand out when I compare it with other phones at the same price range. So for this one, it's not only having a Full HD Plus resolution, it also has Amoled, which helps to increase the contrast ratio of the screen by turning some pixels off, and in turn this also saves battery. So actually I'm expecting this to have the best resolution in all phones under this price range or within this price range. Probably it has a similar or slightly lower resolution compared to other flagship phones costing around $1,000. So that's one of the advantages of this phone. The other thing that you need to consider about this device is that it has one of the best MediaTek processors. This is the Helio G90 T. Actually, this processor is better than the Snapdragon 730p available in most mid-range phones, and it's not mentioned here, but it's better than the Snapdragon 825, which is present in other flagship phones. So the gaming performance or the GPU performance of this device is actually the best of the best, and I can't wait to test it on some games like Fortnite. A number of you guys enjoyed the post that I made on the F5 Pro and the A7 Pro, so I'm going to do that. Make sure you subscribe, and before you continue, also like. So this processor is really nice, and I can't wait to see it. Probably it's going to have an FPS of around 60 or 50 to 40, which is high, considering that this is a mobile phone. Even for the iPhone 12, they don't have the FPS of around. It usually have an FPS of around 50 to 60, even though it's a flagship. So for most phones, it's usually around 30 or below FPS. So it might seem strange, but that's how it is. So not only that, this device is also going to be having 6 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, probably the highest I've ever used. This is the highest memory in most phones, apart from maybe flagship ones, which come with like 512 gigabytes if you pay additional $1,000 or half of that. So the capacity is really nice. I'm not going to use an SD card on that, but you still have an option to do that. And another thing is that this phone is also going to be liquid cooled. That's why it's a gaming phone, and this feature is it's not even available in other gaming phones. So this is like more than 99.9% of phones that do not have an active liquid cooling system. So it's really nice to see here. We'll see if that has a benefit on the gaming performance, or if it's just normal. It's just going to perform normal. We'll see on that. For the in-display fingerprint sensor, I've seen the review on other phones. It seems to be not quite fast. It's an optical sensor which is not present in other flagship phones, but it's okay since it's still an in-display fingerprint. It will take some time, but eventually it will open, or it might have some problem noticing your fingers, but most times it works. The same as the pop-up camera, it's not bad. It's actually nice because for the privacy, you won't have to worry about let's say the CIA watching you every time you're using your phone, because it will be under the screen, unless there's a technology that enables them to see you when it's under the screen, which is not the case. So that's one of the advantages. But overall, I've seen this review of this pop-up camera, and it's not that fast, but it's still okay. So about the battery capacity, this is higher than my previous phone. It has a battery capacity of 4680, which is a lot for a flagship phone, and considering it has an Amoled screen, which even makes the battery consumption to be lower, this phone should last about 2 to 3 days with the normal use, or even above 1 day if you are using it heavily. So I can't wait to test it out, but that's what I think. As soon as I buy the phone, I'll be able to test it while gaming, and maybe the battery consumption, then I'll tell you. So for the camera, they've added an additional camera. So for the main one is a 48 megapixel camera one, which if you are a previous Umidigi user, you know that they usually don't have good cameras or good softwares to take photos. But for this one, I've seen the review, and most people are happy with the quality that you're getting. You can be able to shoot at 4K. It has an Ultra HD mode where it takes more shots, then compiles them to give you better resolution. It has an AI mode, and also because of the processor, it's going to process the images better. Don't know if they have an example here. Probably they didn't take this. This is just a generic image, but it's able to take 4K photos, the Ultra HD photos, and this is just the sensor. Yeah, and the sensor looks pretty nice. So you can let me know if this is going to make a difference. But the only disadvantage and the only bad thing that I've seen here is that the videos are taken in 30 FPS, not 60 FPS, which is usually good for the smoothness of the video. But it's okay since it's still taking 4K 30 FPS for videos, which is nice. So it has a UFS 2.1, which this is better storage technology compared to the one found in normal phones, making the duration to use your data to be a bit faster. Like let's say when you're copying things or sending files, it's going to be much faster than other phones which are not using the UFS 2.1. That's why they have mentioned here. Yeah, this is just the image part. And the connectivity, the nice thing about Umidigi devices is that it works everywhere. So this one is probably unlocked in all world networks, so you can use it in any place you live. It's going to be compatible with your phone. Most places, I might be wrong, but that's usually how it is. And it's coming with stock Android 10. Once again, it's not going to receive the Android 11 update once it arrives, but still nice overall. So let's look at the device comparison with other phones. So I usually go to Keymobile so that I check how the device fares with other devices. So for this one, maybe I'll just compare it with the Infinix, if there's an Infinix or a Xiaomi phone, because, or even a Samsung A51. I think an A51 is probably most used as a mid-range phone. So this phone usually costs around $400 if I'm not wrong. But when you look at it here, usually, so for this site, the better devices are usually put to the right. So for this one, it's also placed on the right. So let me just search so that I make sure the price is right. So this one is around 29,000, which is $290. But don't know if you can go for a higher device. Okay. So this one is a bit more expensive, but this one you see it's 40,000. It's about $405. So we are going to compare it with that one. So that I can just show you. So I'll compare it to the 6GB version one. Then you see which one is a better phone. Actually, the Umidigi is actually better than the Samsung Galaxy A71, which costs around $500. When you compare it to the design and materials, the Umidigi is good, but for here they have said that the Samsung one is better. But where it really shines is the performance. So you see here it's having a 7.8 performance compared to the Samsung Galaxy A71. The camera is not so bad. The connectivity is better. The battery capacity is better. But let's look at the screen resolution. Actually, here we can't see the screen resolution. I don't know why. Okay, I can just search. So you see this one. Okay, this one has a better resolution, but the PPI, the Umidigi has the better pixel per inch density, which makes it to be more vibrant. So the Umidigi has a 403 PPI, And this one is calling Gorilla Glass 3. The Umidigi one is calling Gorilla Glass 6, which is not mentioned, but so it just has a better durability. So when you're looking at the Antutu Benchmarks, the Umidigi S5 Pro is even better than the Samsung Galaxy A71. And remember that you're getting it at almost half the price, and you're going to get all that. So the camera, probably the S71 is going to have a better camera. Yeah, this is the resolution. And this one is also having a hole punch, while the other one is not having any notch, so it's also a bonus there. But overall, the specs, the Umidigi S5 Pro is more powerful than the Galaxy A71. That just shows you how much you're getting on this phone. And I have some better news. So in case you want to buy it, you can buy it on Aliexpress, and because it's Black Friday, you can be able to get more discounts on this device. So you're seeing here the actual value of this phone is $333, but it usually sells for around $250. So if you buy it in 2 days, that's why I made this video, you can get it at $189, and you're going to get all this. The charging rate is 18-watt charging, similar to the iPhone 12, the upcoming iPhone 12. And it basically has better storage. It even has a better storage than the standard iPhone 12. Just to give you an example, an NFC is included in the phone, so that you can just swipe the phone at maybe a shop or a bank, and you'll be able to make a Visa card purchase. So it's a really nice phone. And what you do if you have, after watching this video, you have decided to buy it, just add this to cart, and you'll be able to purchase it at this price in 2 days. So that's what I'm going to do. Then if you guys want me to show you how to purchase it, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a video there. But overall, this is a really nice device. You're going to get an AMOLED phone with all these specs at a good price. So I'm going to buy it, and then I'll do the benchmarks and review for you guys. So have a nice day, and thanks for watching.